A new teleological argument? Question mark. I was recently listening to a talk by David Oderberg, who I believe is an analytical neo-Thomist. And the talk he was giving at the Catholic University was on the subject of the natural law, not on teleological arguments. But I do think, and I had a hard time hearing it because of poor sound and so on, but plus I was about to fall asleep to take a nap. But I believe that he gave the following argument as an aside in that talk in so many words. So this is, I suppose, original, I presume, to David Oderberg, not to myself. But this is my own wording of it. Assumptions. Number one, we find systems in nature which are ordered. That is, they are less chaotic than they could be. Two, any such order is a result of decreased entropy. That is, what was chaotic is now less so. Assumption three, the reduction of chaos within a natural system, or the ordering of a system, a system of order, the order is always imposed upon it from outside the system. So the reduction of chaos within a natural system is always imposed upon it from outside. I think that all three of these assumptions are painfully obvious after a few moments of reflection. Consider with me, if you would, a common plant on the earth. It undergoes chaotic reduction by way of photosynthesis. Rather, the photosynthesis, while the plant itself certainly has the capacity to undergo photosynthesis, it cannot, all on its own, accomplish photosynthesis. Rather, photosynthesis is imposed upon it from outside. It is fueled by the energy of the sun, in other words. Now consider the larger system consisting of both the plant and the sun. Up to now, we were focusing in on the plant in isolation. Now we are taking a step back to include the sun as well. The sun-plant system is itself orderly, and it is a result of chaotic reduction. Therefore, namely, the force of gravity, the force of gravity has imposed on this system, before it was fully formed, the sufficient reason why it exists, or a sufficient reason why it exists. Gravity acted on space dust to make it coalesce into two celestial bodies, the Earth and its sun. Then gravity continued exerting pressure on the protosun to ignite it, to make it burn and shine light and give off energy. Only then was it possible for the fueling of photosynthesis after the sun was lit. But gravity is conceptually outside the new system, the Sun-Earth system, and we can take another step back to consider the gravity-sun-plant system, and so on and so forth. We can keep taking steps back for a while, perhaps. So there must be a supernatural imposer of order, or God exists. I'm sorry, I left out a crucial line of the script here. So we keep taking steps back. Eventually, the system shall be so large that to take a final step back is to step outside of the natural world altogether. So there must be a supernatural imposer of order, or God exists. This line of argumentation raises a question which is similar to that often leveled against cosmological arguments. Why not stop with the world itself? Why go on to a divine being? Well, assumption 3 holds the answer here. And remember, assumption 3 is that a natural system must have order imposed upon it from outside. But once a divine being is brought into the picture, we are no longer talking about a natural system, a supernatural system at that point. But there is no assumption which says supernatural systems must have an outside cause. Indeed, God is commonly held to have a mind, and minds are unmoved prime movers. There can be no outside imposition of change on an unmoved, or of, in this case, the change is the arising of order. There can't be that kind of an imposition on an unmoved prime mover, by definition. Unmoved prime movers are unmoved, so and prime they're first, so there can't be an outside being or force or entity imposing order on an unmoved prime mover. So, excuse me, I got a battling a cold here, allergies, I think. A lot more could be said about this, and this argument, um, a lot more should be said about it, but this is, and I think this is enough of a sketch to give you the basic idea. You can flesh out the details for yourself. And I have not spent enough time thinking about this to be totally confident of its soundness. I need to spend more time thinking about it, but it seems prima facie to be a compelling reason for believing in God that a rational person should accept. At any rate, your comments are welcome. Thanks for watching, and shalom out.